Welcome back to La La Land on CRN Digital Talk. That's the lovely Nettie Liddell.
And that's Brett Chapin here at Pacific Palisades, the theater Palisades. We are
here in Pacific Palisades, California. For information on Theater Palisades, visit theaterpalisades.com.
That's right. No, I was about to say we are at the opening of Rabbit Hole. It's a story of survival and hope, and we're sitting here talking to.
And it runs actually from tonight through October 2nd. We're sitting here talking to Mr. Richard Little, who not only has attended probably every show here, he is also a board member and the secretary of the board. Thanks for joining us, Richard.
Thank you for having me. As our lovely hosts told you all, my name is Richard Little, and I'm a member of the board of directors of Theater Palisades. And they've asked me to speak a little bit about Theater Palisades in general. I'd like to begin by saying, I'd like to begin by correcting a misapprehension that some people in this city have, that being that we are at the edge of the world. We are not at the edge of the world at all. I promise you, if you come and visit us, you will not fall off the edge of the world. However...
Thanks for putting that rumor to rest.
Good. However, if you... come to the end of the Santa Monica Freeway at the McClure Tunnel and decide, of course, to drive onto the Santa Monica Pier and fall off the edge, why, then all bets are off. But aside from that, if you remember to stay on Pacific Coast Highway, you only have to drive 3 miles up Pacific Coast Highway, just a little bit past Santa Monica, 3 miles to Temescal Canyon Boulevard, turn right, and we're at 941, 1 mile up from Pacific Coast Highway, just south of Sunset Boulevard, across from Palisades High School. It's really easy to find.
Richard is referring to the misconception that Theater Palisades is far away from Los Angeles, and it's actually right near Santa Monica, so it's a pretty close trek from anywhere in the Los Angeles area.
And here you will find the Pulitzer Prize winning show, Rabbit Hole. It's, as they say on the board, it's a story of survival and hope, and this is the opening night. It's running through...
It's running through October 2nd. So, Richard, tell us a little bit more about Theater Palisades for people who might not know anything about it.
Well, Rabbit Hole is one of 5 offerings we have this year. We produce 5 plays every year, 1 musical and 4 other plays, generally from an eclectic mix of dramas, comedies, surefire hits, old favorites, mysteries, and occasionally something that you don't quite expect in order to stretch your theater-going muscles a little bit. We sometimes come up with a surprise that's always worth the trouble.
Excellent.
How long have you been with the theater?
I've been here about 12 years on and off. I think I finally counted up the shows I've been in. It averages about 1 a year, but I wear several different hats. I'm on the board of directors. I sometimes build strange props like dummies that need to be dropped to make loud noises, and platforms that have to be height adjustable to people varying from 5'3" to 6'1", things like that.
Apparently Richard solves the problems for the producers, so he is the man of the theater, Richard Little. And that's good because he's got a lot of heart and soul invested into it, and I know that it's in good hands in that case, correct?
Well, we have several folks who are really, really good at solving problems, and I'm just one of them.
And Rich, you've been involved with the theater for a pretty long time, and you've been on kind of a streak lately. You've been doing a lot of shows in a row recently. How many shows in a row is this? Before Rabbit Hole, you're not in Rabbit Hole, but how many shows?
Yes, it was very strange. I was in the last 3 shows in a row, on almost non-stop adventure from the middle of December straight through the middle of July.
So what's the difference with this one? What makes this one special?
Rabbit Hole?
Yes.
Well, of course, the obvious answer is that I'm not in it. But of course, that's not true at all. Rabbit Hole is a very special play about people coming to terms with some very important emotions in their lives that all of us have to deal with at one time or another. And knowing the deft touch of Tony Teresi, its director, the idea that it is a story of survival and hope will ring true loud and clear.
We are really looking forward to seeing it. It's a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Yes. By David Lindsay Abaire.
Excellent. Anything else you want to tell us about Theater Palisades while you're here? We got a couple minutes.
A couple of things. We have free parking and a lovely air-conditioned theater, and we invite you to join us. There's, as you know, a tremendous wealth of live theater in Los Angeles. Theater Palisades is very much a part of that wealth, and we invite you to share it with us.
And we actually always welcome new members at Theater Palisades. For information on that, you can visit us at theaterpalisades.com or give us a call at 1-310-454-1970. Right, Richard?
That is correct.
What other shows are coming out? Is this the end of the season? Tell us more about the season at the Palisades.
The season that we're in now?
Correct.
Our musical this year was the wonderful Stephen Sondheim, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, which was I'm glad to say, a tremendous success.
Which we did a live broadcast for opening night for that one, too.
So you did. And before that, Neil Simon's hilarious farce, Rumors, the story of four couples arriving to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the deputy mayor of New York, only to find that the deputy mayor has shot himself in the ear and his wife has disappeared, and so are the servants, and each of them tells the next group of people a story which they invent out of whole cloth until nobody has the slightest idea what's going on.
That was a hilarious show, and I'm not just saying that because I was one of the producers. That was a hilarious show. And that was our first live broadcast, I believe, right, Danny?
It was. It was great. And we are big, huge supporters of the Palisades Theaters and are so happy that they support us and allowing us to come here and help open up the show.
Theater Palisades. For information, visit theaterpalisades.com. And thanks so much for joining us, Richard.
My pleasure.
We'll be back on La La Land with Brett and Nett on CRN Digital Talk.